Hey, what's up? This is Matt. Welcome back to the channel where I'm going to be talking about how I was told to shave my head, to embrace baldness, to buzz it all off and forget about, pursuing other hair transplants and even wanting to try to preserve my existing hair. You might have to accept the inevitable there, bro. I think life is trying to tell you it's over, man. Just shave it. Looks terrible. It looks like a comb over. Now, it happened last year after I uploaded this video on YouTube where I was kind of caught in this very unpleasant situation where my hair was like thinning on the mid-scalp and crown because the treatment was still just about to start kicking in, so it didn't show the full result yet. In this video, I'm going to share with you how I recovered, what you can do if you're in a similar situation. Before we start with the video, this video has been brought to you by GoFiber, guys, which are hair building fibers you can use to mask any thinning areas on your scalp, make it look thicker, denser, and darker looking. So make sure you check out the link in the description below where you can visit GoFiber, get a free sample of your choice from them and see if you like them. Bro, just go bald and shave. This seems like desperation. Okay, so comments suggesting that I should just call it the quits, I should just, shave it, not even bother with further maybe attempts to recover from it and whatnot. So that just tells me that these guys and these comments usually come from guys who never tried any treatment, I guess, or were too scared to actually try the treatments that actually work, and they just were wasting the time with some bullshit treatments that didn't work, disappointed them, and they called it a quits prematurely, really prematurely, and they shaved their heads maybe or whatever, never tried to pursue their hair again. I tried to buzz my head, trim it with 1 millimeter guard when I was 19. I was doing it once a week, every week for 2 years. Started the last year in my high school, and this actually brought me to wanting my hair again, okay? And that's why I hopped on the hair transplant journey and hair loss medication journey. And that's why I never thought about, why would I shave my head last year, thinking about my obviously thinning mid-scalp and the crown. I was never shaving my head was the last thought in my mind, because I knew that, if I get on treatment, I have a good chance of regrowing and thickening that hair, especially looking at my case, being a diffuse thinner, which means that the density on my mid-scalp and crown wasn't decreased severely, okay? It was just, the hair was miniaturized. And if you take a look at the treatments like minoxidil and finasteride, especially finasteride, which are 2 FDA-approved treatments for treating androgenetic alopecia, you will find out that these treatments are actually much better in thickening the existing hair as opposed to, growing new hair, entirely new hair on balding areas. I mean, even if you microneedle 24/7 and applied minoxidil on it, I mean, you will not probably grow hair on a bald scalp or bald spot anymore. So I knew that if I try finasteride, I have a good chance of thickening that existing hair, and it actually happened, Now, you have to be really patient. The first 6 months, I didn't see any results. It was just my hair was stopped, and it wasn't that high anymore, but I haven't observed any thickening or anything like that. It wasn't until 1 year when I was styling my hair, combing it, brushing through my hair with the hand, and I noticed how stronger the hair already starts feeling, okay, in these areas like mid-scalp. Meanwhile, also the area behind my previously transplanted zone got thickened as a result of my second hair transplant of 900 grafts, just a minor procedure. They filled in between the existing hair, and this obviously helped balance out the coverage and density of my hair on the scalp, and now it looks much better. So to compare, you can see the before and after results, and you will see that this is just 1 year of a difference, and you see how much of a difference or how great of a comeback you can actually achieve even with this type of situation, which some guys would already classify as there is no coming back from this, okay? So don't be pessimistic, always try out, don't listen to guys who have never tried any treatment. Now, don't be surprised if you see that during the first year of you being on finasteride, your hair can actually look a little bit worse compared to what it looked before. That's because there can be some shed, and after this initial shed, the hair may not start growing immediately. There can be delayed anagen release, and that means that the anagen phase will start maybe later that year, and it will be the year number 2, number 3, where you will see the full effects of finasteride treatment. Okay, now I'm not a doctor, this is not a medical advice, but This happens with many guys, me included, okay? So that's important for you to know this. So this is my recovery. This is why I was very optimistic before getting on the treatment. And again, shaving my head will be the last thing I was kind of having in my mind. Now, will my mid-scalp and the vertex section get even thicker? It's likely, because I've been on finasteride only for a year and 4 months, so it actually can, if we take a look at studies, we see that even during the second year there will be some hair regrowth. It's not as high as in the first year, but there is some. So even in the second year we can experience some additional benefits from taking finasteride, and that's why I'm also optimistic. Plus I also added, some of you guys who follow my channel, you'll know that I added mesotherapy with topical dutasteride. I do micro needling with the dermapen once a week. It's 1.5 millimeter, and then I apply topical dutasteride. It's just once a week, and I'm just looking at how much additional hair thickening I can achieve on my crown and on my mid-scalp. I mean, what I see here happening oftentimes is that guys don't go to the right person at the right time. So when they start experiencing hair loss, they, instead of going to the specialist, they're too lazy, they stay at home and they watch some YouTube videos, and they think they will get smart on the internet instead of visiting the specialist, getting on the right protocol, and doing the things right way. Instead of that, they go to some they watch YouTube, they research hours on the internet, they think they are getting smarter, but instead of that, they're also kind of ingesting some BS information, misinformation that will they will make it just much harder for them in the future to make the proper decision. But with this, I just wanted to illustrate how many things are being looked at very severe and damaging to your health, like finasteride, libido, and it can destroy your sex life. But in reality, it had been like approved, properly approved, reviewed before it had been FDA approved, and now it's approved for 30 years with maybe 1 or 2 reviews in between, which actually didn't lead to disapproval of the drug, but only led to maybe 1 or 2 more side effects being put on the label, and that's it. But that's normal, what happens with every drug which kind of is being approved for many decades, and then over the time, as many data will be collected from as a result of many prescriptions being handed out every year by physicians to patients, there will be some side effects, maybe some new ones they will have to put on the label. That's normal. So there's nothing to worry about, in my opinion, unlike with maybe the vaccine right now, which will go to a very quick approval process, which is not even the normal FDA approval process, but it's a so-called EUA, emergency use authorization. It's usually being granted for like very emergency cases, like right now what's happening with the lockdowns, and that's why the data that will be serving as the as the blueprint for the approval or disapproval of the vaccine is very limited. It has been tested for couple months, last months, so we don't have so much data, and yet many people will take it, or will have to take it, will have to be vaccinated. So many people could actually argue that this is actually much less safe from the statistical point of view, from the safety point of view, compared to finasteride. So this is very interesting debate. Obviously, I don't want to go too much into that right now. The point of this video was that sometimes it's much more important to look at the numbers and talk to the right people before getting on treatments, like treatments needing prescription and stuff like that, instead of thinking that you will get smart on the internet by sitting at home and you think like you know more than the hair transplant doctor or dermatologist who have been treating people with your conditions for many years. So that's important for you to know as well. All right guys, with that being said, thank you so much for watching. For all the new guys who are new to my channel, interested in a hair transplant, make sure you check out my free Facebook group, Hair Transplant Experiences, with over 2,000 members in it. Make sure you check it out. I'm going to link it in the description below. And you can also check out meddominance.com if you want to maximize your hair transplant success this year. There are a bunch of guides like how to research your hair transplant properly in 3 simple steps, hair transplant doctor collection worldwide, and best hair transplant clinics in Turkey. You can check it out. It's on meddominance.com. You can also check out my free ebook, book, 5 things I wished I had known before my hair transplant, with some mistakes you can learn from, mistakes I don't want you to repeat. And that's important, obviously, and I think that was it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna see you soon.